If I were to take every computer offered to me, either by a customer or through other channels, I wouldn't be able to fill my entire house 3 times over, per year. So I only limit it to machines that are somewhat relevant or useful to me. Anything above a Pentium 4 2 gigahertz system, or maybe a Macintosh G4, maybe 500 or faster, I'll take. This one here I found at the local landfill. It is a Gateway small form factor machine with only one thing wrong with it. Can you figure it out yet? Okay, I'll tell you. The front bezel is missing. That's the only thing wrong with this machine. It is I think the model is written here. It is a E2000 series. This is a 2.4 Pentium 4, not a Celeron, with a DVD-ROM CDRW drive. Yeah, that's not a DVD rewritable. Of course, 3.5-inch floppy, a couple of USB ports in front, audio jacks in front. In the back, we have 4 more USB ports, legacy keyboard and mouse PS2, 1 serial, 1 parallel, and a VGA out. There is also a built-in LAN adapter, in addition to, I believe this might be a gigabit LAN that somebody had added. There are these 2 half-height Pci slots, so I couldn't fit, just anything in there. Let's take a look inside. Oh, one more thing while we're outside. It also has a built-in foot that can be opened up like this, and you can turn it into a mini tower. Just like that. Which is pretty much how I'm going to run it. And I'll show you where it's going to go in a minute. So, let's take the cover off. Let's take a look at how cool it is inside. This is a pretty cool machine. I actually think it's quite neat. Now you lift the cover up by just pulling up on this lever, pulling up on it, like so, easy as pie. I've already cleaned this machine and I've made a few minor repairs, which I'll mention in a minute. This one has a built-in CPU blower. Instead of using a standard fan, this has a blower, and it works quite well. The problem was the blower was howling like a wolf, so because it's a specialized part, I don't have this lying in my shop. So I took an old scrap computer fan, and I just swapped the bearings out. Most fans use the same size bearing, and they're easy to swap out. You just pop the little clip off that holds the shaft in place, pull the blade assembly off, which actually has the rotor attached to it. Pull out the bearings and put in the new ones. And it sounds pretty good now. It has 2 memory slots. This machine has 1.5 gigabytes of memory. And here are the 2 PCI slots. They're half height, so there's only so much you can fit in there. The machine was manufactured in late 2003, actually mid-December of 2003, so it was most likely a 2004 model. And this drive assembly swings open. It kind of reminds me of a Dell of the same era. We've got a 40 gig hard drive, Western Digital, and here's where the CD-ROM drive goes, and here's the 3.5-inch bay, and there's a little bay below it. I think it might be for maybe a memory card reader assembly or something like that, maybe an add-on device that wasn't available on this machine. But that's that. I mean, for free, what more can you ask for? So my plan is, since I got my free television here, I'm going to stick the machine right here next to my bed, and that'll be my Hulu streaming workstation. So that's all I'm going to use it for, watching video online and watching DVDs. So I'm going to take my little standalone DVD player and stuff it somewhere. Maybe give it away, because I don't need it anymore now that I have this. I figure that's the least it'll do. Probably the most it'll do. But I'm going to try to find a faceplate for it because I really would like to make it look normal again. So I might buy a scrap machine and just pull parts off of it. You know, the side panels are a little scuffed up. Maybe I'll replace those. You know, I'm too cheap to go out and buy a decent system. So, I mean, I've already spent, you know, quite a bit on my portable system. Almost $2,000 into that machine. So, I'm not going to go out and blow money on a new Windows 7 workstation. Not today, not anytime. So, that's it. The Gateway small form factor machine. It does run, again. I'm actually in the process of getting Windows loaded onto it. I thought I had a disk at the house, but I guess I don't. I can use any disk because I have a valid license sticker on the side, so that's not really a problem. I can legally put Windows XP Pro on it without being in violation of any laws. Oh, this power supply is unique. I think it has 2 fans. You know, let me take a look. I'm going to put this on night shot mode. I think I saw 2 fans in here. No, there's only one. It's on the inside. There it is. What kind of wattage did this thing put out? Made by Newton Power Limited. Where's the wattage information? 45 watts. Oh, 180 watts for the +5, +12, -12, and +3.3. Huh. Combined power on +5 and 3.3. Output is 45 watts. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Maybe you guys in electrical engineering can tell me. Oh, it looks like it was designed with an AGP slot in mind, but this one doesn't have that option installed. Well, that's unfortunate. And oh, you know what? This is an Intel board. I didn't realize that. And it looks like a standard ATX form factor. I might be able to stuff this board in a larger case, not that I'd want to. And you know, I just noticed something. Underneath the power supply, let me pull it out real quick. This really is a universal motherboard. This was an off-the-shelf Intel board because it has an extra PCI slot underneath the power supply where you can never get to it. So they really did use off-the-shelf parts when they built this. Maybe modify the BIOS a little bit, but that's it. I can do any ATX case and it would work just fine. That's pretty cool. Yep, the hidden slot that you're never supposed to use. What model is this? It's a D845 GVSR. EPI GVSR. I actually have these boards at work. We're using these in a lot of our systems use these boards. So this is really an off-the-shelf part. That's unusual for an OEM like Gateway to build something like this. I'm a little impressed. It's a damn good motherboard too. Imagine that, huh? Yep, an 845 API board. Well, that's pretty cool. Because I actually have the drivers for it too and everything. I have an image that I can stick on this machine and it'll run. That's sweet. What really does suck though is the power supply does have the support for a SATA drive, but the board does not. At least I don't think it does. I don't recall seeing SATA. Oh, watch it. Watch how easy it is to take this power supply out. Just comes right out, just like that. Now, there is no SATA support on this board. That's unfortunate. Well, that's all we have for now. I'm going to go ahead and close this thing up. And alrighty. Well, that's it.